Hello, we're live. It's Friday evening. We're just waiting for people to join us. And then we'll start chatting. I think it's just me and you at the moment, Paul. Hello. Thanks for joining us. I hope you can hear me and see me okay. We've got 3 people so far. Last week I'm having to use the laptop again. Hello there, Anne. Hope you're okay. We've just started. We started late this evening, I'm afraid, because I had to, boot the old laptop up, and it takes forever to start it. So there's four of us here at the moment. Hello and welcome to the show. Hopefully we'll be here chatting for about an hour and a half. Let me know if you're here. Say hi, and let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Can you just check the volume on yours, Paul, to make sure I can actually be heard? Let me know. Yeah, good. So we've got 5 people. Hi, it's Friday evening. It's Richard's live chat, as usual. I hope you're all well and had a good week, a productive week, a happy week. Let me know, because, this is all about interacting with each other. Type a comment. Let me know how you are. Let me know how your week has been going. It's been a busy one for me, but I'm celebrating tonight. And I'm celebrating because this week was my final week of full-time work. Yay! Happy days. From next week, I'm a part-time worker. And I'm very happy about that, folks. Very happy indeed. So yeah, it's a sort of feeling of celebration tonight. I feel as though I'm going to be freer from next week to do all sorts of wonderful things with my extra time. So let me know how you are. I don't appear to have many comments at the moment, so please do say hi. I am going part-time, Anne. You know that, we've talked about it. So from next week, I'm going to be working only Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings. Yes, I'm very pleased about that. So we've got 7 people here at the moment. Please say hi. This is all about interaction. It's going to be terribly boring if you're expecting me to sit here and talk about me. I want to talk about you. I want to see how your week's been, what you're doing this weekend, what your plans are. So please feel free to... I'm not going to get drunk, Anne. No, certainly not. I don't plan on getting drunk. I don't really drink. So, hi, Mags. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. We've just started. We started slightly late this week due to a small technical issue with the old laptop, which is very old and takes a little while to boot up. So yeah, it's Friday evening, and oh, you're packing for your holiday, Anne. Of course you are. You're going to Ireland, aren't you? Lovely Ireland. Whereabouts in Ireland are you going, Anne? Let us know. Tell us where you're going and how long you're going for. Hope you have a good time. I hope the weather's good for you. Hope it's not too wet on the Emerald Isle, the isle that gets all the rain. That's right. That's why it's called the Emerald Isle, because it gets a lot of Laura rain. A Laura rain. I've never been to Ireland. I've never been to Ireland, and I've never been to Scotland, but I have been to Wales, and obviously I live in England. You're going to Dublin, Anne. Great, lovely. Dublin's fair city. So we've got 8 people here. Say hi. Please say hi. You know, I like to interact with you. What are you doing this weekend? How has your week been? Have you all been working hard like I have? And enjoying it? Hi, Tina. You've just got in. What have you been up to, Tina? Have you been in the garden today? I saw your video about your pumpkin and your peppers. Your peppers look amazing, Tina. Absolutely gorgeous. I love peppers. I'm sure they're quite tasty. Of course, naturally, this conversation will gravitate towards food at some point. It usually does. Bulb shopping. What kind of bulbs have you been buying, Tina? I assume you've been buying bulbs for spring. What have you managed to get? Have you got some bargains? Okay. Well, it's quite quiet this evening. We've normally got more people than this. So you're going on Tuesday and you come back on Friday. Lovely. I hope you have a good time, Anne. Enjoy it. Enjoy your break. Tina's been buying tulip bulbs. Excellent. Love tulips. In fact, this year we need to get some spring bulbs put in. We didn't get a very good show last year. I find that, I don't know, sometimes spring bulbs aren't as good as people say they're going to be, you know, on the packet. A lot of the daffodils in our garden are blind now, and I'm not really sure how to sort that out. Here we go. Bono. Okay. I know about no. What do you mean? You mean Bono? Okay. Oh yeah, you did have a friend, didn't you? Yeah, Paul. Okay. Okay, that's layering them, isn't it? Yeah, in pots, isn't it? Yeah. You can layer bulbs in pots, I believe, so they come up at different stages, different times. I think that's quite a good idea. Yeah. Although when we did bulbs in pots one year, they all got completely trashed by squirrels, completely trashed. Yeah, certainly is, Anne. Pinch Punch, 1st of the month, tomorrow, 1st of September, the month of my birthday, which I'm looking forward to. September, I love September. It's one of my favorite months. Not just because it's my birthday, but because it is, I don't know, the light in September is really good for photography. It's very mellow. You've got that golden sunshine, which I really like. So we've got 10 people here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. Welcome to the show. Please say hi. I don't bite. Oh, so you've been spending quite a bit, Tina, or did you get good bargains? We've got a couple of bamboos. So we've got 12 people, 11 people. Sorry, shame those people wanted to go. Hi, Christine. How are you? Hope you're okay. Oh, back to 13 people. Hi, everybody. Please say hi. Don't give my age away to everybody, Anne. Thank you very much. Fancy pots, Tina. I hope you didn't spend a fortune on them because they're quite costly, aren't they? How are you, Christine? I hope you're okay. This quite nice Friday evening. It's quite sunny here in London, although it's feeling chilly at the moment as the sun's going down. I've got a cardigan and scarf. And Paul's got shorts and a t-shirt. He must be completely insane. It's not that warm. It really isn't. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, we're fine. We're just sort of relaxing and chatting this Friday evening, you know, usual thing. Oh, you got them all on offer, Tina. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Where did you buy them, Tina? Was it a local garden centre or a chain? Because we always like to know if there's some good offers, although we don't need any pots whatsoever because we've got so many pots, it's unbelievable. It's hot in knots. Oh, okay. Sarah Cornelius, how are you? I hope you're okay. Thanks for joining us. So it's hot in knots. Is that the name of your local garden centre? Yeah. It's hot in knots. Is that the name of the shop? That's what I'm asking.
No, Nottingham.
Yeah, it says it's. I know Knots is Nottingham, Paul. I'm aware of that. Oh, it's hot, as in the weather. Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought you were giving me the name of a garden centre, Tina. Sorry. It's hard to follow all these comments. Sunny in Suffolk, Christine. Lovely. Well, it's sunny here. It's quite pleasant, but there are clouds. Okay. Summer is over. Well, not quite yet, Anne. I don't think summer's over just yet. Into an Indian summer now, which hopefully September and October will be, you know, pleasantly warm and comfortable. Edward, hi there. How are you? Thank you for joining us. It's sunny in Kent, Sarah's letting us know. Good. Excellent. Whereabouts in Kent are you, Sarah? Because I've forgotten. If you told us before, I've completely forgotten. Oh, you've been all over. B&Q, okay. And Wilco, and The Range. Is The Range a shop?
Yeah.
Okay. You're in Medway. Okay, lovely. So B&Q, have B&Q got some offers on at the moment? What's the one that's closing down? That's Homebase, isn't it? Our local Homebase in Brentford apparently is closing down. Well, maybe they'll do some offers. Yeah, I love that. I love that smell of autumn. And you've been for dinner and had a carvery. Lovely. Yeah, September, I like it when the mornings start to get really crisp and cool. And there's a hint of that sort of autumny smell of, I guess it's the start of things starting to decay, I guess, for the winter. And I also love the smell around bonfire night when, you know, there's that sort of smoky smell in the air, especially after the fireworks. And I don't know, it's got a lovely smell to it. You got the pots £14 down to £4. Okay. Was that collectively or each? I'm assuming you mean each pot. They must have been big. Lovely. Well, we actually finished that dish the day after, Christine. The day after we'd made it, we had some left over. And yeah, we ate it. Yeah, we finished it yesterday. Yeah, we did. It was lovely. So, Sarah, you've put some videos on your channel. Oh, we'll check it out. Excellent. So £4 each. So they must have been quite big pots to be £14, I guess. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Pots can be quite expensive, can't they? Big and will match the summer house. Oh, lovely. Sounds great. Brilliant. Super. So anybody got any plans for the weekend? Anybody doing anything nice? It's kind of that final weekend before the kids go back, I think. I think the kids are due back at school next week. I don't know, Anne. I'm not sure what we're having for dinner tonight. Paul, any plans? I think we're probably going to have leftovers tonight. We've got some leftover veg from the other day. And what, as an omelette, Paul? Okay, so we're going to have leftovers apparently. We might have an omelette, we might have a stir fry, whatever takes his fancy. So, Sarah, you're meeting some friends tomorrow. Have a good time. I hope you enjoy yourselves. It's always good to meet friends, isn't it? Are you going out? If so, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Okay, so we're down to 9 people. Fairly quiet tonight, I find. Not as many people as usual. Paul's telling me that he wants to go to a garden centre at the weekend. What do you want to buy, Paul? What, lettuce seeds? Oh, Paul's telling me that we've got to go to the garden centre to buy some lettuce plants because we've had trouble germinating the lettuce recently. What's the reason for that, Paul?
Well, it's been too hot, and now I don't know. It's just not.
The lettuce aren't germinating, and Paul reckons it's been too hot. Did we enjoy our trips to our friends? Yes, we did. We saw a friend on Saturday night, local people, and on Sunday night as well. And yeah, we were cooked for, and it was jolly lovely. Thank you very much, Christine, for that. It was very pleasant. Yeah, it's always nice to see friends at the weekend, but it's also equally nice to have a quiet weekend as well. And I think we're going to have a relatively quiet weekend this weekend. So you're going into town, Sarah. Great. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. So Wilco seeds at half price at the moment. Okay. Maybe you should get some from Wilco. Have you not got any lettuce seed, Paul?
I have, but it won't germinate in time.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. Oh, we're down to 6 people now. That's a shame. It's obviously an intimate gathering this evening, and yeah, I'm quite tired tonight, to be absolutely honest with you. It's been quite a busy week, and I've been training my new counterpart at work. And hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm quite tired tonight, so my energy levels are maybe a little flat. I don't know. Oh, well, thanks for that, Anne. We don't really use the E3 very often, but thanks for letting us know. We were just talking about lettuce, of all things, and their poor germination. So watch out if you're trying to germinate lettuce, people. They're not germinating at the moment. You'd be better off buying plants. That's Paul's advice. So yeah, this weekend I guess we're having a quiet weekend this weekend, I think. So Chinese kale. Have we done Chinese kale, Paul?
Which one is Chinese?
Yeah, tell us about the Chinese kale, Max, because I'd like to know about that. Um, Chop suey green, wasabi rocket. We've grown rocket. Not sure about wasabi rocket, but we have grown rocket. In fact, we've got some rocket to harvest, haven't we, Paul?
Yeah.
That we're going to do a pesto with, because personally, I love rocket, and the stronger the better with rocket. So I would imagine the wasabi is quite good. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're just sort of waiting for people to join us this evening. It's very quiet at the moment, so we're just chatting about bits and pieces, gardening, stuff like that. Um, okay, Tina, you're back in the Peak District. Okay, and you won't have the internet. Okay, cool. I hate not having the internet. It's quite annoying, isn't it? Especially if you're doing stuff regularly. Well, thank you very much for joining me, everybody. It's nice to see you all. And this is your first live chat. Well, welcome, Carolyn. We're normally a little busier than this. We've just got a few people. Make lettuce soup. We could do, but we haven't got any lettuce. Maybe next year. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, Mags, are you going to be starting those soon, or is that for next year? Are you growing under cover on a, in a polytunnel or something like that? Yes, so I was talking about the weekend. I think it's going to be a fairly quiet one, maybe a garden centre trip. Possibly a little tidy in the garden. I don't know. I've not decided yet. I do find that when I get to Saturday morning, I need to think about what I want to do that day because usually Saturday morning I'm so tired from the week. I just want to relax. Honeymoon salad. Okay, lettuce alone. Wow. I love lettuce. I really do. Oh no. So you broke your tablet by treading on it, Julie. Did you have to get Did you have to replace the whole thing, or did you just get the screen replaced? Oh dear, that's an expensive accident, isn't it? Whoops. Letters alone. Oh, good one. Good one, Christine. You got a new one, Julie. Yeah, you trashed it, didn't you, love? You completely trashed your tablet. Oh dear. I know a few people who've dropped their tablets. So, Tina, you're saying put perlite in the soil when you grow lettuce. It makes it germinate better. Have you got perlite?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that, Tina. Thank you for that tip. We'll try that, most definitely. Great. That was a rotten one, Christine. That was a rotten joke. Hey, Ali. Lettuce, 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 honeymoon salad. Paul's just getting it.
I don't get it.
Well, if you're on your honeymoon, what do you want to be? Do you want to be with a load of friends on your honeymoon, or do you want to be just with the person?
I'll know when we get married.
That's not going to happen, I tell you. Hi, Ali. Oh, you're in Gloucester. Yes. I saw that you'd gone away. Hope you're having a great time in Gloucester. Excellent. What are you up to? Where are you going? What are you seeing? Who are you? Oh, I was going to say, who are you doing? But that would come out the wrong way. What are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you seeing? Are you sightseeing? I'm looking forward to colder weather, Julie. Absolutely. I hate the summer, hate the hot weather, love the cold weather, love the winter, love the snow, love the ice, love the frost. That's what I want. Bring it on. I want a long, cold, hard winter. That's what I love. That's what I absolutely love. I grew up in the north, in the northwest. So we had snow and ice every single year. And I always laugh when I see people in London because people in London don't know how to cope with snow and ice. They walk around as though, you know, they can walk around normally. Well, you can't. You've got to really be careful and you've got to really rebalance yourself quite easily. So, you know, people are slipping and sliding all around in the winter. I love it. It makes me laugh. I mean, it doesn't make me laugh if people break their hips and things like that, which is not good. But, you know, it's good entertainment. So, yeah, bring it on. Cold, hard winter with lots of real fires, although they're clamping down on fires at the moment, I've noticed. Log fire, toast and butter, lovely soup, mittens and snowflakes. Yes, you're speaking my language, Christine. You're speaking my language. Yeah. Hi, Fran. I'm giving you a shout out. Hi, Fran. I've never met you, but I've seen the pictures. Lovely. Well, look, have a great time together. Enjoy yourselves. Yeah, Mags, we grew up with ice inside the window as well. We grew up in a non-centrally heated house. Ice inside the window, pools of condensation on the windowsill that we used to be able to lift up as sheets of ice. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, so Carol Ann, you're in Oz, so it's spring, of course. But your winters don't get as cold as ours, surely. You don't have loads of snow and frost and ice, do you? Do you? Okay. Well, okay, you don't. Okay. Well, I love cold weather. It's so, and I love layers, scarves, big, lovely cardigans that you can wrap yourself up in. I mean, I'm cold tonight. It's bloody freezing tonight. But, you know, I love that. And, you know, yeah. Well, my granny had an outside toilet. She had an inside loo as well, but we'd sometimes say, you know, we'll use the outside loo. And yeah, you know, okay, have a good time in Gloucester, Dr. Foster, and enjoy yourselves with the family. Have a good time. We'll chat next week. Yes, Julie, we're truly international here on this show. We've got people from all around the world. And I'm very proud that we've got Carol Ann from Sydney, which is absolutely fantastic. And so it's the morning for you, Carol Ann. First thing in the morning. What are your plans for today? Oh no. Well, oh my goodness me, Carol Ann, what are you doing up at 3:39 a.m.? Are you crazy, girl? Wow, I'm totally honored that you're up during the middle of the night to watch the show. Wow. I better make sure the show's interesting for you, Carol Ann. Okay. Well, I sympathise. I go through periods of having rotten sleep patterns, although touch wood, it's not been too bad recently. I've got back into a good pattern now, so I tend to sleep till about 5 in the morning usually. So I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm delighted that you've joined us. It's absolutely great. And I hope we don't make you fall asleep with boredom. Try my best to be entertaining.
What will she have for breakfast?
Well, I'm sure Caroline's not planning breakfast yet, are you, dear?
No, what will she?
Paul wants to know what you're going to have for your breakfast, Caroline. What do you normally have for your breakfast? Tell us. Do you have a cooked breakfast or do you have cereal? Are you somebody who... Oh, you're wide awake. Well, that's great. Excellent. We do see the Sydney New Year fireworks, but we don't watch them necessarily, do we? Hi, Vivi. Hi, Nocturnal Butterfly. So Caroline has coffee and cereal. Coffee girl. We're tea. We're tea people in the morning. We love a cup of tea. It's got to be strong, and for me, it's got to be black with honey. Strong black tea with honey. I'm a northerner. We like strong tea. Strong, strong tea that you can stand a spoon up in. That's how I like my tea. It's got to be brewed so it's really full of flavour. And that gets me going in the morning, but that's usually the only caffeine I have. I don't tend to have much caffeine unless, well, we have sometimes have a cup of tea in the evening.
Yeah.
And it doesn't keep me awake, so I'm quite good.
What type of cereal? Do they have the same cereal?
Oh yeah, Paul's desperate to know, Caroline, because he's always thinking about food. He's desperate to know what kind of cereal you have in Australia. I'm quite sure they have similar to we do, Paul.
Yeah.
Although we don't tend to eat sugary cereal, we prefer things like bran flakes and all bran, things that are low in sugar. We always buy the low sugar version. So,
Weetabix.
Nocturnal Butterfly, why don't you drink tea? Aren't you able to drink tea? Weet-Bix. So we have Weetabix. We have an A in there. Love Weetabix. We haven't had Weetabix for ages. In fact, I quite like Weetabix in the winter with hot milk and a little bit of sugar, I'm afraid. I do like a bit of sugar on Weetabix. Yeah. When I was a child, we used to have golden syrup on Weetabix, which, you know, now I just, well, I could eat it, but I wouldn't eat it because it's just, you know, asking for trouble. I'm afraid I've lost all of my, oh, they're back again. Okay, so you're avoiding caffeine. Thank you. Yeah, you see, Vivi, I love all of that, but I know it's a ticking time bomb in terms of having lots of sugar in the morning. I have honey in my tea, and I kind of realized that that is probably the thing that wakes me up the most, the sugar rush and the glucose spike. But since we studied nutrition, I kind of put that two and two together and realized that I needed to be careful because I was having this huge sugar spike in the morning and then actually having a dip about 8:30 thinking, oh, and that's sugar. So, but yeah, I love all that sweet cereal, but no, we go for the low sugar. It basically, my cereal in the morning tastes like cardboard, basically. I said to Paul this morning, I said, this cereal's got no flavour. We have banana with it and sometimes dried fruit, so that gives some sugary sweetness. But yeah, bran flakes are like chewing on an old piece of cardboard. And the low sugar little Alpen is also like chewing on rabbit food. Well, it tastes like low sugar to me, honey. Oh, And we had a cereal the other day, and I said, I can't eat this. I can't eat this, Paul. It tastes like plastic. It tastes like it's infused with plastic somehow. So I just can't touch it. Ugh. Blah. Porridge. Love porridge. Love porridge. I know, Carolyn, boring bran. But you know what? I'm going to be totally honest with you all now. Without that bowl of bran flakes, things don't move the next day. I have to have the all bran and the bran flakes to keep my system happy. I have done a video about constipation in the past, so I'm not afraid to talk about it, but you know, yeah. Porridge, I love. Love, love, love. Naz is telling us tea is my favorite thing in the world. And do you have, Naz, do you have a favorite type of tea? Because we buy the cheapest little tea that you can buy, and we just make sure it brews really well. Tea, for me, has to be made with boiling water. It's got to be hit by boiling water to release all that flavour. Carolyn, you have a handful of nuts a day. Yeah, I love nuts. I really do. We don't eat enough at the moment, actually. So, sorry, I just had to get rid of a pop-up on my screen, some kind of update trying to happen on my laptop, which I really don't want that to happen. That was because the cereal was plastic. Well, it tasted plastic to me. It was disgusting. I think that should go on the compost heap. Oh, sorry, I'm missing all of these comments here.
Christine asked, do we ever have meat?
We never have meat, Christine. We have a little fish, but never meat. But I'm kind of winding down on the fish thing, to be honest, because when I eat it, I don't enjoy it anymore. The fish I enjoy the most, and this, some people will go, I hate it, but I do love tuna mayonnaise. I really do. That's one of the fish that I do enjoy. And also, Paul makes a really lovely smoked mackerel dip. Sorry, I'm just getting comfortable. He makes a smoked mackerel dip, which is kind of like a pate dip type thing with cottage cheese and those smoked mackerels and some lemon juice, black pepper, and it's delicious. It really is. I do enjoy that. And yeah, I do quite like fish fingers, but that's about it. I used to like salmon, but I'm kind of slowly being put off by salmon when I read these horrible stories about farmed salmon and stuff like that. So, you know, so there you go.
Boiling water.
Yeah, it's got to be boiling. The water, when it hits the tea bags, it's got to be boiling, actually boiling. With boiling water, no sugar, and with chocolate cake. Well, cake with anything is great. We love cake. We don't eat it very often, but I do make a lovely Victoria sponge. In fact, maybe I'll make a cake this weekend. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video. You want to do the mackerel dish on video?
Oh, it's so easy.
Max is a sugar addict. Well, I was a sugar addict as well. I used to have sugar in my tea and my coffee. I don't really drink much coffee these days. But I replaced sugar in tea for honey. So I have honey now in tea. And you know what? I love it. I absolutely love it. A good teaspoon of honey in a cup of tea is quite delicious and slightly better for you in terms of nutrition. It's still sugar, but it's slightly less processed than, you know, bleached white sugar. Mags, do you use the natural sugar? You know, the what do they call it? Brown sugar, which is less processed. That's maybe an idea. Julie, my diet is only full cream milk. We don't tend to drink cow's milk. We tend to buy soya milk at the moment, although I do like oat milk. And we sometimes occasionally make our own oat milk. And also, Paul has made hemp seed milk as well. So you can make your own milks. It's relatively easy to do. So, Carolyn, sugar from wine. Well, you know, a glass of wine equals slice of cake in calories, same thing. So yeah, the mackerel pate, the mackerel dip, very, very easy, very tasty. In fact, we've got some cottage cheese. Have we got any mackerel?
No.
No, we need
yes, this one in the freezer.
This one in the freezer. So yeah, maybe we'll do a video on how to do a really easy mackerel pate or mackerel dip. It's really nice, really delicious. So there we go.
In Japan, they don't drink milk.
No, I believe they don't. I hope you can see my eyes. I know there's a lot of glare from the screen, so sorry about that. It's a bit distracting, I do realise. But if I take my glasses off, I won't see any of the comments. So yes, Caroline, I'm assuming that face is knowing that a glass of wine equals slice of cake. It's true. Sad but true. It's a fact. Milk is a filler. Well, it's a protein, isn't it? You know, it's a protein. Any proteins will make you feel full. So if you are on a diet and you're worried about too many carbs, I mean, carbs should not be cut out. People that do low carb diets are letting themselves in for trouble. We need carbohydrates because that is what gives us energy. Protein repairs the muscles, and the vitamins and the minerals do all sorts of different things. So, yeah, you just eat. Well, yeah, milk from cows has got all sorts of stuff in it that is undesirable as far as we're concerned. But you do need protein, you do need calcium, you need certain vitamins from dairy produce. We do eat cheese. We're not vegan. To be honest, I don't think I could ever give up cheese. I love cheese. And apparently, according to some nutritionists, we shouldn't worry too much about cheese, although you shouldn't have, I think, any more than a sort of large matchbox size per day. That's what they say. But we're stuffed if that's the case because we eat far too much. I mean, cheese on toast with homegrown tomatoes is one of our staples. Yeah. And we have that like every other day for lunch, and we love it because we love cooked tomatoes. And that's another thing to think about. Cooked tomatoes are better for you than raw tomatoes because the levels of lycopene, which is a compound that fights cancer or was thought to fight cancer, particularly prostate cancer, the level of lycopene doubles upon cooking. So cooked tomatoes, yes, 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 for everybody as much as possible, unless, of course, you have issues with arthritis, which I know there are compounds in tomatoes that can cause problems with arthritis. We also get protein from beans. We do use lentils, pulses, nuts. We do like soya. We like corn. But we do recognize that corn is actually a highly processed food. So we don't try to use too much, but we actually quite like it as a product. Especially the corn fillets that look like chicken fillets. They're great if you defrost them, slice them up, and fry them like you would chicken. For example, fajitas We use them to make chicken fajitas. They're great, absolutely great. Because, you know, even though we don't eat meat, I still kind of miss meat in a way. So we quite like the meat replacements. It's quite good. Thank you, Naz. You're very kind. Viv is telling me that cheese is her downfall. Yeah. Yeah, we would struggle. We would struggle because I just love it. And we do buy quite a lot of cheese, I have to say. Yeah, have a look at that Nocturnal Butterfly. The roasted tomato sauce is really lovely. It works really well. Naz, I will try to do more live chats when I am part-time, which is from next week. Hooray! But I'm going to be poor. So it's going to be cutting down on the spending for me. I'm not a big spender anyway. We do live fairly frugally. So maybe I'll take some tips from Vivi. Sorry, just wanted to, yes, try that, Carolyn. It's really easy to do the baked tomato sauce. And it's great, that sauce, because it can be frozen once you've cooked it. Cook it, cool it, freeze it. It'll freeze really easily and can be used for a base for loads of other meals. And some of the recipes that we've shown on our channel, you could use that baked tomato sauce for lasagna, spaghetti bolognese. What's the other one that we did? Moussaka. Which cheese is a favorite? Hi, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. I love, to be honest, I love a real cheddar from Cheddar. We've had it a couple of times. We've been to Cheddar. We've bought cheese from the caves. And it's just divine. Yes, Vivi, part-time and poor. And yes, I just have a feeling I'm really going to get on with it. Because a bit like you, I do intend to have a couple of other income streams whilst keeping my hand in where I am at the moment. I work for the local authority and the NHS as a receptionist. So I'm going to be doing that part-time. I've just trained my counterpart to do my job, and that's taken a couple of weeks. So she's done really, really well. Lovely, lovely person. She's going to take over really beautifully. And I'm not going to miss being there full time. And she did. She bought me a beautiful orchid for training her, and that was just not needed at all, but it's beautiful, and I will treasure it and hopefully keep it alive. Orchids. We've got one orchid, haven't we, that's doing okay, but they never seem to flower on me. So if anybody's an orchid expert, please let me know. Other cheese that I like, I love smoked applewood cheese. That's one of my favorites. And I do like a blue cheese. I do enjoy a Stilton. Love it. But we don't eat, I mean, we say we eat a lot of cheese. We do eat cheese regularly, but we don't have a great variety of cheeses. We just tend to buy sort of the, you know, on offer cheddar from the local Lidl. So we do try to save as much money as possible on any groceries that we do buy. Camembert. Camembert is not my favorite. I'm not a fan of the really, really stinky ones. It's not my favorite smell. I know Stilton's a little bit stinky, but it's got a sort of zingy smell to it, hasn't it?
That really
Stinking Bishop. Well, Stinking Bishop can go stink off as far as I'm concerned. Ugh. I don't want my fridge smelling of sweaty socks. Thank you. I have had a baked camembert, and that's quite nice because the smell doesn't permeate as badly. Mags, they have moved. Isn't it awful how they move Gardener's World? I know. I think it's terrible how they move Gardener's World. It really throws us all off, doesn't it?
And they have the scene.
Well, you know what, Vivi? If they'd have had their way, they'd have done what they did to me when I started there 11 years ago. They gave me 2 days sitting, listening to somebody answering calls. And I was totally new to social care and health. I'd only ever worked in the private sector. Well, I'd worked for the BBC, but that's not really public sector as such. And they gave me 2 days and I was thrown in at the deep end. Luckily, I was a really experienced telephonist. So I was able to handle calls really easily, but I knew nothing about social care. I didn't have access to the system because they won't give you access until they train you. And the lady that I've just trained, she hasn't got access to the system until she's done the training, but she'll still have to sit there on her own next week and handle the calls. She does have support, but they love to try and skimp. And I insisted. I said, no, there has to be a crossover where we both work, you know, and I give full training because I was a trainer. So I wrote a whole manual for my job a couple of years ago, just in case I decided to leave. So that manual contains absolutely every detail of my job, and it's 28 pages long. So I'd written this manual already. So I was able to use that as a basis for the training and give it complete structure, which I insist on doing as an ex-trainer. I was trained to be a trainer. So, you know, I had to insist on that. I really did. And it's paid off because she's gone away today feeling confident, feeling she can confidently take over from me next Wednesday afternoon, and pick up the job, you know, and handle it because it's a really pressurized job. She's been quite amazed at how busy it's been today because I kind of left her to it today and went to a different office and did my work, and just kept my ear out waiting for a call of help, help. And I didn't get any call of help, and that was great, which meant I'd done my job. So yeah, really satisfying to me, and I had to be quite assertive with them and put my foot down, which I think I'm entitled to do after 11 years of working there. You know, but yes, quite satisfying. I was really pleased with that. Wow, Carolyn, that sounds really amazing. Wow. Wow. I always wanted to be a detective. It was one of the things I wanted to do when I was a child. I wanted to be in the police and be a detective. And I still kind of dream about it because we love police shows, you know, like fictional police shows. And like Vera, Miss Marple, you know, all of that stuff. Murder, She Wrote. And also, funnily enough, and we'll probably start getting nostalgic here, but we've just rewatched a show from the 80s called The Gentle Touch, starring Jill Gascoigne as D.I. Maggie Forbes. So does anybody remember The Gentle Touch from the 80s? And we've just rewatched 2 series of it. And believe you me, it was quite gritty and quite groundbreaking. Wow, you specialized in serial sex offenders. My goodness me, that sounds so exciting. I work in social services, and we work quite closely with the police sometimes. So I'm quite used to interacting with quite a few police officers and detectives. So I love all of that area. And funnily enough, as a receptionist, I spend most of my time trying to get information from people. People, when they call our office, are not very forthcoming. So I do a lot of questioning and trying to find out actually what they mean. and what they're talking about. We also deal with a lot of people who don't speak English as a first language. So your questioning techniques have to be really good to get the relevant information that you need. So I love all of that. Amazing. I'm so glad you told us that. It's so fantastic. Such a great job. I'm in awe of the police very often. I really am. I think they do an amazing job. Fantastic. Really great. Excellent. Oh, we're having quite a lively conversation now about all sorts of stuff. Wow. What did you work on, Carolyn? Do I watch the bill? Sara, no, I haven't watched the bill for many years. We used to watch the bill, didn't we? Yeah, we did years and years and years ago when the bill first started. We did watch it. But the reason we watched The Gentle Touch, which is this old 80s series, is because we both quite like the actress Jill Gascoigne, and she was terribly glamorous.
She was a sex symbol.
And she was a sex symbol in the 80s. And obviously, you know, we're not interested in her as a sex symbol, but we're interested, well, I love glamorous women anyway. But she based that character on a real police officer because she was criticized for being too glamorous. And she kind of turned around in an interview, and I remember this years ago, and she said, look, hang on. I've researched this, and there are plenty of policewomen who are very glamorous. And, you know, why not? Why not be glamorous on the job? So it was regarding a serial offender targeting older women. Okay. A gerontophile. God, that's amazing. Incredible. Incredible work. And all the techniques that these people use to detect, to find information. You know, it's just, it's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. You know what I might do? I might actually come up with a detective series of my own and cast myself as a gay detective. I think that would be good.
The gay detective.
Well, I might not call it something like that, but I might do that. I might write that and film it myself and play all the characters myself and solve all these local crimes. I might need your help, Carolyn, for research purposes. We may need to connect and talk about those things. First Dates Hotel. Wow, that sounds interesting. Right, I'm gonna tell on Paul. You know what he just did? He just farted. I heard it. You tried to get away with that, Paul, but I'm not letting him get away with that. He farted live on YouTube. Terrible. Terrible. Was she before Helen Mirren's Detectives? Yes, she was. Yes, she was, wasn't she?
Oh,
She was before what was it called? Helen Mirren. Prime Suspect. Yeah, before Prime Suspect. Look it up on YouTube, The Gentle Touch. Jill Gascoigne. Really glamorous. She was great. Looked a bit like my mum, actually. Funnily enough, people used to say to my mum, "Oh, you look like Maggie Forbes on that Gentle Touch." They did. I know. Terrible, isn't it? I'm shocked and stunned that Paul would possibly ever allow that fart to pop out. You'll never hear me farting live on YouTube, unless, of course, it nets me millions of viewers, in which case I might consider it. It might get me millions of subscribers. I'm sure somebody's done it already. Yeah, in fact, somebody has. Somebody did a video of themselves farting at work for every day for the past 9 months, and apparently he got sacked for doing it. I mean, probably according to the rules and regulations of the local authority that I work for, I probably shouldn't be doing live YouTube videos, but hey, nobody said anything, and I've not talked about anything confidential, so, and I've not slagged the local council off, and I'm not talking to the press effectively, so I should be okay. Better out than in, absolutely. Yeah, well, I don't think it was smelly, actually, Carol Ann. We haven't got smell-o-vision here. I would have told you all. I would have walked out of the room if it had been smelly. I must admit, though, I'm gonna come clean here. When I had that throat problem, that strep throat, I had to take antibiotics, and I had to take erythromycin, which I was taking 1,000 a day.
Milligrams, not tablets.
No, 1,000 milligrams. Well, of course, 1,000 milligrams. We're all adults here, Paul. Or we might not be, but no, I'm going to tell you, Max. I'm going to tell you. And I was taking erythromycin for 250 ml tablets a day. And oh my God, did it rip through me? I tell you, they ripped through my system, and I really reacted quite badly to them.
Very bad.
Yeah. And my stomach just went into absolute meltdown. I'm not going to go into the details, but I had to run a couple of times. And I literally had explosive farts, literally. Well, you know, it was horrendous, but so after the course of antibiotics, I took a course of probiotics, which kind of sorted me out. But I'm not kidding. It took until 2 days ago, and I was back to normal. Everything was back to normal. And I kind of said to Paul, look, if this doesn't settle down, I'm going to the GP because this is not right. And it has settled down, thank goodness. But yeah, really unpleasant. Unpleasant. No sharps. Well, there might have been nearly one, Carolyn, nearly. Yeah, not good. Yeah, I know, lavatorial. I don't want to get too lavatorial because, you know, but I'm not. Look, I work for the NHS. Believe you me, I've seen it all. I have to look after a public toilet where I work, and I have to check it on a regular basis. Believe you me, it's not pretty sometimes. I've had to get on my hands and knees with rubber gloves some days. Believe you me, I'm not shy. I'll get on with it. Oh God, trapped wind. Don't get me started on that. No way. Whenever I go away, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go away, I get constipated, usually for like 3 days. Yeah. And usually Paul will hear a hallelujah shouted from the loo. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I've never had to clean a runny bum, but I've had to clean a few loos. Yeah. And I've had to I've had to clean a few spillages. Yeah. Which is kind of just as bad, but you know, hey ho, it's the way it goes, eh? It's how the cookie crumbles, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a fact of life, isn't it? And as we get older, things don't always work as well as they did. And it's a shame, but you know, we've got to keep our diets full of good fiber. I think that's very, very important. And of course, when you grow veg and you eat the whole vegetable like we do generally, that gives you plenty of good fiber. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So any plans for the weekend, guys? What have you got planned? I think we've got some allotment work, Paul.
Yeah.
And then Paul is going away on Sunday. I'm going to be home alone. Sunday night. I'm used to it. He's going to, what are you going to do, Paul?
Social Farms and Gardens Trustee.
So Paul is a trustee for Social Farms and Gardens, and he's got a board meeting to go to on Monday night. No, Monday.
All day Monday.
All day Monday. So he's got that board meeting. And I've just seen your comment, Vivi. I'll come back to that. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean about phlegm. Yeah, so he's going to that Social Farms and Gardens trustee board meeting. It probably will be a board meeting.
No, it won't.
No, they're good. Oh, Paul enjoys the board meeting,
Love
so
it.
apparently it's quite good. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I've had a few bodily fluids on me in my time. I've had to deal with a few soiled chairs in the reception area. And yeah, I just chuck them out the back of the reception and put a sign on them and call facilities and get them to come and clean it, basically. But, you know, oh, bless them. I do feel, and people feel a little bit ashamed when that happens. And I feel sorry for them and I reassure them that it's okay and not to worry. Whereas inside, I'm a little bit annoyed that I've got extra work to do, but, you know, I don't show it. Yeah, I have actually been spat on. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that, though. It was horrible, and it wasn't at work. It was in a different situation, but, oh, yeah. So Sarah's chilling out on YouTube tonight. Oh, you noticed that poster in the kitchen, Christine? It's a reproduction of an old poster. So it is an old poster, but it's a reproduction. And it's a picture of Fermain Bay. Is it Fermain Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fermain Bay in Guernsey. And I've tried. I'll tell you a funny story about that poster. When I said to Paul and his mum and dad, because dad was still with us when I got that poster, I said, "Where is this view?" And none of them knew.
Well, we knew.
No, they didn't.
We knew what it was.
No, they didn't.
It was.
They didn't know. They didn't know where it was.
Where it was taken from.
And I had to kind of try and find where the poster was sort of originally sketched from. And we went to a place called Jerburg Point. Jerburg Point. Oh, shut up, Paul. I can't get the pronunciation. I'm not a Guernsey person, honestly. Anyway, and I decided to go running down these 200 steps. And I said at the time, "Oh, don't worry. I'll just run down there and have a look." Well, I nearly had a heart attack. I couldn't believe these steps went all the way down. And I got to the bottom of them, and it wasn't that place at all. It had no view whatsoever of this bay, because I wanted to replicate that poster in the kitchen with a photograph. And they had me run down all these steps, nearly had a heart attack, and then I had to come back up. I nearly died. My heart was pounding. And then they went, "Oh, no, we don't think it's down there. We think it might be up there." Honestly, they had me running around the whole island trying to find this view. I tell you, oh, it was horrendous. Caroline, it was horrendous. Oh, it was funny, but I never caught that view. We think it's on the top of a cliff that isn't actually accessible to the public now. So I don't think I'll ever get that view, unfortunately. But hey ho, I tried. Nearly died, but I tried. The things I do for a photograph. So we've been on air for 1 hour 9. We've got 11 people with us, and it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you all. So let me go back. Sandra, 3 days of rain, and it's your 3-day holiday. Oh no, oh no. It's looking a bit grey out there at the moment, I have to say. I didn't think we were going to get rain this weekend, but maybe we will. We're hoping to do some day trips coming up. And one of the day trips that we want to do in the next couple of weeks is Avebury, which is where the Stone Circle is. So, yeah. Oh, lovely. Well, funnily enough, Vivi, where I lived as a child up in Macclesfield in Cheshire, the farm next to where we lived on a new estate, but it was built on the farmland, and they had Guernsey cows. We grew up on full fat, full cream milk, and from Guernsey cows, from the what are they called? The brown cows? No, they're not. I can't remember what the breed is. If anybody can tell me, let me know. But yeah, same as me. And that milk, I used to love that milk as a child. Pouring the cold cream from the top of the milk onto cornflakes with lots of sugar. I used to love that. It's one of my favourite things. Now, of course, I wouldn't do it. I would probably gag if I had full cream milk now. But yeah, lovely. And the flavour of full cream milk, that full flavour. And when we go to Guernsey, we do have Guernsey milk, but it's the semi-skimmed version, and it's still quite rich.
It's like full fat here.
But I have to say, the butter that we have in Guernsey is, I mean, it's literally bright yellow, isn't it? It's really, really strong yellow colour, and it's really rich and lovely, because we do like butter, and we do buy butter here as well. I have to say, it is one of our weaknesses, but we do buy organic butter, and we do like a bit of toast at the weekend when we've got time to make toast. And I can't be bothered with toast in the weekdays, although part time. I think on Thursday morning next week we'll be having toast, maybe scrambled eggs, because we'll be able to have a proper breakfast. Yay, without rushing after the shower and thinking rush. Although I have to admit, my commute is only a 6-minute walk, so I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky. I have had to commute in the past, so oh my God, yeah, not pasteurized. I don't know whether the milk we had as kids was pasteurized. I've got a feeling it wasn't. Straight from the cow. It kind of makes me gag now, but I can imagine the appeal of that as children. And I think it probably did us the world of good to have that kind of milk as kids, you know? Yeah, Carolyn, we did. We had milk at school, little bottles with straws, first thing in the morning, until, of course, it was taken away by Margaret Thatcher. Yeah, she removed that. Yeah, stole the milk from the children. Part-time equals bread making. Well, Paul already does that, Vivi. I don't need to make the bread. He already does that. Maybe I need to. Maybe I need to learn how to make the bread. Okay, I will. Thou shalt learn to make the bread. Yeah, I will learn. I'm going to be filling my time with lots of things. And I think I'm going to treat myself to a lie-in next week. That's what I'm going to do on Thursday. I'm going to have a lie-in. Not good if left in the sun, though. Yeah, absolutely. Snatched, I know. She was the milk snatcher. The phantom milk snatcher. Snatcher Thatcher. Yeah. Yeah. Poor children. Poor milkless children. I'm just going to grab my water. Yeah, I'm not drinking. I should be drinking tonight, actually. I should be having a glass of champagne, but Paul forgot to buy some to celebrate my end of full-time work.
You can have some cordial.
No, did you buy a cordial?
What cordial?
We do like a cordial in this house, which, you know, known to other people as squash. Yeah, Sandra, people are terrified of raw products now, aren't they? They're terrified of getting, you know, listeria or whatever. We do. We only eat homemade bread, Christine. We only have homemade bread. And the only bread we tend to buy are the, what are they called, those buns we get for burgers? Brioche buns for vegetarian burgers, because they are divine on a burger. They're soft and squishy, ideal for burgers. But yeah, Paul makes bread. How many times a week, Paul? 3 times a week he makes bread. Absolutely. Because we like to know that our bread doesn't have any additives in it, because there are some nasty additives that are not vegetarian.
Cow gut enzyme.
Cow gut enzymes.
Which is used as a processing aid.
Which is used as a processing aid, Paul is telling me.
So it doesn't have to be listed as an ingredient.
So it doesn't have to be listed as an ingredient.
And then it's marked as vegetarian.
And then the bread's marked as vegetarian. No, it's not. So be aware of that, you know. Churning our own butter. Well, no, I don't think I'll be going that far. Vivi, you've got me doing all these extra jobs. Don't give Paul any ideas. I remember making cheese at school. Cheese, cottage cheese, and butter. It's just jogged a memory. We sat outside and they made us sit there with little containers, tossing them backwards and forwards until the curds and whey start to form or whatever, the butter, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember doing that. Thank you for that memory, that blast from the past. Water, excuse me. I think it's a drink. Oh, Christine, lovely. Oh, hi, Mark. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We've got 12 people here now. Lovely. Water. I've had a very dry throat at the moment. I think it's because I've been doing a lot of talking at work. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's lovely, Christine. Give them a big squidgy stroke from us. We miss having animals. We miss our Peanut, who passed away in January. Don't get me talking about it, because I'll feel, you know, I'll start feeling sad. But, oh, lovely, Carolyn. Well done for you. That's excellent. And were you on the floor? Is that the champagne you're talking about, Vivi? Because the last time we encountered you and Elderflower Champagne, you were on the floor, weren't you? Well, we had 3. We had a family. We had a little cat family of, they were half Bengal. We had Peanut and Biscuit, and then Peanut and Biscuit did the dirty and had kittens. And unfortunately, only one survived, and that was Millie. So we had Peanut, Biscuit, and Millie. all three of them for 13 years. And then we lost Biscuit and we lost Millie. And Peanut survived to 19. So we were very, very blessed. They all had their issues, and we saw them through various diseases and illnesses, but we stuck by them and looked after them and nursed them through some really awful situations. And yeah, we'd probably do it all again, but not at the moment. So we love animals, and we take the opportunity to stroke a cat whenever we can. And Vivi, we love seeing the cats on your allotment. Poppy and Bessie and Rusty. We love it when we see them. Yeah, so do I, Vivi. So do I. I could actually shed a tear probably every day if I allowed myself to. In fact, I'm getting ever so slightly tearful now. But I'm not going to go there because, you know, nobody wants to see me burst into tears on camera. But, you know, yeah, I desperately, desperately miss them all of them. Yeah, desperately. But, you know, c'est la vie. This is life. And, you know, sorry, that's the way it goes. You know, if you take on an animal, you know that you're going to have to say goodbye to them. And yeah, many, many times. Yeah, it's, yeah, awful. But hey, you know, we love them. But we've always had cats, and but to be honest, I kind of would like to have maybe a dog at some point, because I feel that dogs are more of a movable feast, aren't they? They, you know, you can not feast obviously, but you know, you can move them around a little bit more easily, whereas our cats were firmly anchored to our house, and they didn't like to be moved around at all. They liked to be here and settled, and that's kind of why we didn't go on holiday for the best part of 20 years, apart from a couple of long weekends where people lived in and looked after them. But it was difficult to get reliable sitters, and we felt guilty leaving them too, because believe you me, I don't know whether you have house cats, but they were literally glued to us whenever we were here. You know, the minute I sat down, within 5 minutes, I would be covered in cats, and that's the way it goes. Oh, lovely. No, we can't. Nocturnal butterfly, we couldn't be away from our cats. On the occasion we did go away, I just immediately felt guilty at leaving them and worried about them all the time. So actually, our time away was never truly relaxing, because I just spent time worrying about them. And then it got to the stage where meds had to be given every day, and we literally, I couldn't go away, you know, because of injections and things like that we had to administer ourselves, that we learned how to do. So, you know, yeah, you know, it's a almost like a full-time job, isn't it? Oh wow. Looks like we've all had our things to deal with, you know, as animal lovers.
Sarah's cat push off the sofa.
Oh, Sarah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Our cats used to have all the prime positions, and having three cats sleep in the bed, we had to buy a super king size bed because we didn't have enough room for everybody, for, you know, five of us. Yeah, of course. They were, they were our
Maybe they
babies.
used to stretch out.
Oh, and they used to stretch out on their backs, with
Take
all
up the
four
bed.
legs sprawled, and we'd be like on the edges of the bed, and they'd be in the middle, fighting or running around at 3 a.m. Oh, bless. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know. Our cats became house cats, Christine, because we had lost two previous cats that weren't house cats to traffic. So, and I vowed that if we ever had animals again, they would stay indoors and, not go out because there's too much traffic and I just couldn't deal with the stress. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness me, Vivi. Yeah, exactly. Well, they do use you as a hot water bottle, don't they? Mags, you've had cat, dogs and cats. Four cats, two dogs. Oh, lovely. Oh, yeah. I've got photos of all of our babies. Yeah. Don't look at them very often because I do get really sad, but, that's life, isn't it? I think if we did have a dog, I think I would like a small dog. Paul said, "Oh, I want a chocolate Labrador." I said, "No, you're not having a chocolate Labrador. No, 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 no. I would like a small dog if we have one." So we'll see. We're just enjoying having selfish freedom at the moment, and that's the truth. We are being selfish and we're being free and not worrying about fur babies at the moment. I'm sure that will change in the future. A whippet, yeah, I like whippets. 55 years with animals, that's lovely. That's lovely. I mean,
It's fabulous.
a bit tricky when you're trying to entertain, I'm sure. I'm sure. And, I'm going to be truthful here. Having three cats in the bed, um, it ruins your love life. It ruins your love life completely. It ruins your sleep and it ruins your love life. It's impossible to be intimate with one's partner with three cats in the bed.
But the cats were into that.
And then, of course, if you try and throw them out, we tried on a couple of occasions with running around at 3 a.m. in the morning. We tried to put them outside of the bedroom. Well, no, that didn't work because you get the old paw under the door routine, pulling, scraping, meowing, meow, meow, scrape, scrape, scrape. It didn't work. We had to let them back in. You couldn't exclude them. They wouldn't go and settle somewhere else. No, they were too cosseted. We completely spoiled our cats, completely, literally. So, and that's the way it has to be because they deserve it, because they give so much love back, you know? Yeah, staring and yeah, or actually on the body as well, jumping on top of you during intimacy. Doesn't work. Sorry if we've got any minors watching. Um, sorry about that. No, minors as in, younger people.
Young people.
Sorry, guys. I know that's probably totally grossed you all out if there's any younger people watching, talking about intimacy and being watched by your animals. Um, sorry about that. Yeah. Well, our friend had a greyhound, and she was gorgeous, Mabel. She sadly passed away, but she was a rescue dog, and they looked after her in her final years.
She ran.
She was lovely, totally lovely. Yeah. Gosh, we get round to some subjects, don't we, guys? So tell me, guys, what you eating for your dinner tonight? Because that's a subject we always get round to, isn't it? Wow, Tina.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. I'm so pleased that we're all a bunch of animal lovers and compassionate people, you know, who worked in sort of caring roles. And, you know, I think we're all birds of a feather, aren't we? Which is great. Oh, yeah. Catnip. Well, that is a distraction for them, isn't it? Yeah. But at 3 a.m. in the morning, when they've been racing around the bedroom, fighting, oh, that used to annoy me. And of course, then they'd all fall asleep. They'd all, you know, get on the bed and fall asleep.
Going to work.
And then we couldn't get to sleep. And they'd be flat out at 7 o'clock when we were getting up. They'd be flat out on the bed. It's like, oh, you comfy now then? You're going to be there till midday? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Carolyn, we were in a one-bedroom flat when we had the cats as kittens. And we literally said, we're going to have to buy a bigger place because they haven't got enough room to run around. And we went from a one-bedroom flat to a 4-bedroom house, believe it or not. It's not massive, but it did have 4 bedrooms. It's only got 3 now because we converted, and with 2 staircases. So, you know, they had plenty of room to run around after that. Amazing. I bet she is, Sarah. And they deserve to be spoiled, don't they? Because they give so much to us. Absolutely. Totally. Oh, bless them. We love them. Yeah, we would definitely adopt. Definitely. We didn't buy our cats. We heard through a friend that a friend of a friend had kittens, so we were given the kittens. So we wouldn't buy. Definitely not. Oh yeah, we had to get rid of all of our houseplants. They systematically destroyed several ornaments over the years.
They destroyed our kitchen.
They destroyed our kitchen because they hid behind a cupboard, and I was so frightened that they disappeared down a hole in the foundation that I had to rip the top of a cupboard to get my babies out. Literally. It wrecked the kitchen.
We got a new kitchen.
We had to get a new kitchen after that because it slowly fell apart. But I literally had to fish them out from a tiny cavity behind the cupboards that we didn't know was there because they disappeared. They literally disappeared on the first night we got them back in our flat. And literally, I had to rip the top of the cupboard off because they'd squeezed themselves into a little space, and I had to lean down and fish them out, poor little mites. Oh, talk about stressful. Talk about stressful. Oh dear. I don't know. I know. Oh, Vivi. Don't get me started on that. Oh. I haven't visited a rescue centre, and I know what's going to happen if I do. We'll end up with like 20 cats, you know, and turn into mad old gay cat men, you know, looking after cats for the rest of our lives. Which is probably how it's going to end up. We'll end up with a menagerie, I'm sure, at some point. But that's going to be for when we move to our idyllic place in the country, hopefully in the next few years. That's the plan. Yeah, Mark, I would want them all too. I would want them all. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, a friend of mine keeps rabbits. Very cute, very sweet, and they're indoor. And I think they have like a litter tray as well. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like it, Vivi. You bought an auto cleaning cat litter tray. Amazing. Sounds fantastic. We had a really good water fountain for our cats that you fill up and it circulates the water, so it keeps it fresh with a filter. And they loved it. They absolutely loved it. Really good for them. Hi, Jane. I follow a channel. If you like cat videos, I follow a channel called, I think it's called Cream Heroes, and I think she's Japanese, and she's got about, I think, 6 cats, and she does all these crazy things with them, and it has me in hysterics. Um, she bought a cat treat train that goes around on tracks, and it's got these sort of little bowls for cat treats on top, and the cats have to sort of grab the treats. And of course, the cats don't care whether this little train is on tracks, and they just lie down on top of the tracks. And of course, the train stops going. It has me in hysterics. And that's kind of my cat fix. I love it. Yeah. Our cats, Caroline, used to kind of like the tap. We realized that, we couldn't keep running the tap all the time for Biscuit, actually. He loved the tap, didn't he? Yeah. So we got the cat fountain. They're called Drinkwell Platinum, it was called. And obviously, you need to keep it clean on a regular basis. You've got to clean it once a month and put fresh water in. But it has a really big tank that sits on the back of the machine. So they have a constant supply of running fresh water at their height, so they don't have to jump up on the worktops, to go for the sink. But yeah, they loved it, absolutely loved it. They sell them on Amazon. Really good idea. And I think cats need to have plenty of fresh water. Um, yeah, I've seen that nocturnal butterfly. I've seen cats using toilets. We were always scared of them falling down the toilets, so we always kept our toilet lids firmly shut. That was always one of my paranoias about them slipping into a loo. And of course, you put bleach and whatever else down the loo, cleaner. So, yeah, cats and toilets, not for me. But of course, they need to be trained to use the toilet, I'm sure, from scratch. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the comments now, guys. So we're getting to 1 hour 38 now, and it's that time where we start thinking about what we're going to have for our dinner. And I think we're going to have leftovers tonight, possibly as an omelette. We've got some potato, some beetroot, roasted, cooked. This is cooked beetroot, some cooked greens. And I think what we might do is we might saute all of those things together with an onion and pour some beaten egg over and make it into a sort of frittata type thing with maybe some roasted tomatoes, as usual, because we're getting through the glut of tomatoes. If you didn't see my roasted tomato pasta sauce, have a look at that because it's really nice, really pleasant to eat. So there you go. Wow. Your cat was well trained, Julie. Well done. But he passed away. Oh, bless. Yeah, so that's for our dinner. Tell me what you're having for your dinner tonight. Or had, yeah. I mean, time's ticking on. We always do the show from 6 o'clock, and it always gets to this time, and I start thinking, I'm quite hungry now. And of course, it's me doing the talking, and I do get a little hoarse after a while. Not using my voice properly, I'm afraid. I'm not speaking from the diaphragm. That's why I need plenty of water. Excellent, Jane. You might make some pasta. Wow. We did used to make pasta. We've got a pasta machine, you know, one of those rollers. And we've got a drying rack for pasta as well. Well, we might do. Because the pasta machine, I think, is in the store, isn't it? When we had our new kitchen put in a few years ago, we put a load of stuff into storage, and I sort of said, no, we're not having that stuff out. If we're not using it, it's staying in the store. And we've never got round to sort of free cycling it or selling it or like you do. So the pasta maker, we should get that out and make it again. You don't need a pasta maker. No. Of course, you can use a rolling pin and roll it out and then cut it into the pasta shapes. But thank you for that, Jane. Do a pasta making video. Maybe. Fast salada, nearly done on the stove, about 10 minutes away from being perfect. Oh, delicious, Vivi. Sounds absolutely lovely. Lovely. Yes, enjoy your pub lunch, Carolyn. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for that. California veggie burgers. Lovely. Just finely chopped onions. Yes, I will get round to more. The next one on the list, I believe, is going to be nut roast. How to make a vegetarian nut roast from scratch with nuts, obviously, and all good ingredients. Especially useful for, you know, having a roast dinner or a Christmas dinner, something like that. That's on the list. And of course, from tonight's discussion, I will also probably do the mackerel pate with cottage cheese. Spiralizer, yes, we've got a spiralizer, Mags. And we have tried the courgette spaghetti, haven't we, Paul? Yeah. And it was great. It was really good. We liked it mixed. Yeah, we mixed it with spaghetti, actually. Veggie mince you've once used, Mark. Yeah, we love veggie mince. Yeah, well, we love nut roast. We absolutely love it. We love to make it from scratch. So yeah. Can't wait for your version, Vivi. We can compare notes. Yeah, they are like big pencil sharpeners. Absolutely. I think we got ours from Lidl, didn't we, Paul? Yeah. Yeah, we got ours from Lidl. Mark, if you've never had nut roast, believe you me, it's delicious. It's kind of like a meatloaf, but made with nuts, and not really that nutty at all. If you do it right, it's like a meatloaf, you know. Okay, so you need that recipe. Well, we will do it. They are like pencil sharpeners, spiralizers, and you kind of, I guess, you do use them in the same way. If you love meatloaf, you'll love nut roast. Absolutely gorgeous. The trick with a nut roast is to try and get the texture right for sort of serving it, because sometimes if you don't get the texture right, it can fall apart. But if that happens, it falls apart and you end up using it as a protein in a spaghetti bolognese or something. So, you know, would never go to waste. Never go to waste. So guys, oh yeah, oh, that sounds divine, Vivi. You're making my mouth water now. So we're going to tie up now, guys. And again, thank you. Yeah, onion gravy mags, absolutely. And moist but firm, absolutely, Vivi. Well, we do a gravy, and if you have a look, I think I did a sausage and mash with a quick vegetarian gravy on one of the videos, Carolyn. If you have a look through the cookery videos, I show you how to make a really quick, like literally 5-minute job onion gravy with some Marmite. And of course, down under, you'd probably use Vegemite. Thank you, everybody, again for joining in. It's been lovely chat. Sorry I was slightly late this week starting. And I'm sorry that not everybody could join us for the full chat because a few people are away. So thank you. I really appreciate the interaction with you. I really enjoy it because you make it good. Thank you, Vivi. Absolutely lovely to see you all. Vivi, Christine, Nocturnal Butterfly, Mark, Sandra, Carolyn, Mags, Jane. I'm sorry, Jane. It's I know we were late starting anyway. Maybe I'll think about doing a after dinner chat at some point. Maybe that's the solution, and we do it late. And I maybe have a drink. I don't know. Maybe it would descend into chaos if I did that. But maybe later is better for people. Maybe I'll do 2. Maybe I'll do a reprise or a part 2. Not tonight, though, because I'm tired. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm so delighted you managed to join us in the middle of your night. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it could be fun. It could be fun. It could be interesting. It could be completely chaotic. It could descend into adult humor with swearing, which I'm not supposed to do on my YouTube channel. I don't know. It could go belly up or tits up, as some people say. Whoops.
Chat through dinner.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't eat. You know, that's the thing. After Eights with Richard and Paul, don't tempt me. I love After Eights. I could eat a whole box and have done. And have done. Yeah, all right, Paul. Reminding me that I have eaten all the After Eights. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I really feel the love. I really do. And I give my love to all of you for joining in, subscribing to my channel, and, you know, making this chat fun, because without you guys, it's just me chatting about nothing. So you are the guys that make it, and I'm really appreciative. Thank you so much. So I'm going to try and end the stream because last week it just wouldn't end. The computer didn't want to finish. So I'm going to attempt to do it. Oh, Vivi, don't get me started now. I love matchsticks. I love them both. I can eat both of them, mint or orange, although I think mint probably trumps orange slightly. Don't get me started on Terry's chocolate orange now.
Oh, Terry's chocolate orange.
Oh. Love you, Vivi. Thank you for all your great videos. We love you too. Thank you, Mark. Love you, Carolyn. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to try and end the stream. That's unless anybody... I'll hang up first. I'll hang up first. Bye.
Bye.
Big kisses.